This is the Bringing Business to Retail podcast with day 3 to your most profitable year ever.
Welcome to the Bringing Business to Retail podcast on SelenaKnight.com. Stay ahead of the competition by opening your doors to business experts so you can learn, grow, and be inspired. Passionate about bringing business strategies to independent retailers, please welcome your host, Selena Knight.
Hey there, welcome to this week's episode of the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. I'm Selena Knight, the retail strategist, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Now, I don't know if it's because it's some holidays here in Australia, or perhaps maybe it's just because I'm getting older, but I can't believe I looked up at my calendar today and we are already 3 weeks into January. Maybe it's because it's summer here in Australia and the kids are on their summer break for 6 weeks. And it feels like it's been a little bit cruisy, which is what you usually do in summer, right? But at the same time, I've done so much in the last couple of weeks, even though I've been only working a few hours a day and only a few days a week. Because when you've got your kid at home or your kids at home, you want to hang out with them. You want to spend some time with them. So I've been really conscious about focusing on work for just a few hours a day. And as I mentioned last week, Lana went to vacation care for a couple of days. I got the day wrong the first time round, but when she was gone for the second 2 days, having a great time at a water park and at a museum, I just doubled down and focused on getting stuff done. And you can do that when you have it all mapped out. And this year, I have been super conscious on exactly what I want to get achieved and when I want to do it by. But writing goals down doesn't actually make them happen. It's a good start, but it doesn't actually get you to the end result. When you have all that busy work shoved upon you, the kids want stuff done, your partner wants things done, you've still got to get dinner created, you've still got to run your business, you still have to take time for yourself. And all of a sudden, your goals can just slip quietly away when you're not looking because you're so focused on just the everyday stuff. And that is where this year has been a little bit different for me. I have my first quarter pretty much mapped out. I know. I always say that I'm not very organized, but with the help of my team, I have been able to clearly map out what needs to be done, what I need to focus on, when it needs to be done by, and what the outcomes are going to be, which is really important. It's important for me to know why I'm actually doing something, because I'm one of those people who will just stay busy for the sake of staying busy. And 2018 is my year for refining. And refining does not just mean my business, it does also mean my life. So making sure that I'm not just doing stuff because I have some free time. If I do have that free time, just taking some time out of my day and doing something that I love to do, or just hanging out with my kid, watching TV, reading a book, painting my nails, not just working on my business because I want to grow my business. Now I am super focused. I also did Michael Hyatt's best year ever. So my first quarter, I have 3 big goals that I want to achieve. And so now, when I'm doing a task, I look at the goals that I want to achieve in my first quarter and say, will this help me get there? And a lot of this has been self-realization, and knowing that for me, being busy makes me feel like I'm growing, makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to do. It's that whole hustling mentality, which I really dislike. So 2018 is going to be less hustling and more refining. And even though it's been super difficult to find some goals for myself that weren't business oriented, I have managed to write a couple down. And one of them is just something simple, like going out for lunch with my husband once a month. Super simple. We both work from home, although he's not here quite often because his clients are off-site. So just taking some time out for just us for a couple of hours once a month, booking it in our diary, and just going out and having lunch and talking and connecting. That's really important to me because I know that we have both been really focused on growing our businesses. So that time to just connect when there's nothing else to worry about is really important to both of us. This year, I'm getting super clear on how I want to feel and my position within my business. I have worked out that I haven't worked it out. I know that I have a more than capable team, but I've been keeping things, holding things back, keeping them and doing them myself because I've fallen into that trap of it's just easy to do it myself. But that is on my goal sheet for this year, is to just let my people do what they're great at and not hold these things back simply because it makes it a little bit easier. And if you've ever done this, that once you've shown somebody once you've taken the time to record the video, to write the steps down, to do a screencast, once you've spent those 5 minutes to record the process, it is super easy for somebody else to pick it up and run with it. And I've allowed my team to make some decisions without me. They've become a little bit more independent. And this is me. This is nothing to do with them. This is me trying to, not micromanage, but just trying to make sure that I know what's going on in my business. But it's time for me to step up and be the leader in this business. Let my team know that I have faith in them, that they're great at what they're doing. And as a result, I can focus on the goals that will grow my business, utilizing the things that I'm good at, my strengths. So today, in day 3 of your most profitable year ever, we're going to talk a lot about you, where you sit in your business, where you want to be in your business, and how you can get there. So today's episode is brought to you by my 3 days to your most profitable year ever e-guide. You can grab it over at selinaknight.com/3 days. That's the number 3 and days. And over 3 days, I'll send you the information that you need in order to plan out and make this your most focused and in flow year ever. That's at selinaknight.com/3 days. So let's jump in to day 3.
Hey there, and welcome to day 3 of 3 days to your most profitable year ever. Oh, wow. Today has already been amazing. I don't know about you, but it's a beautiful day here in Sydney. I've just gotten off the phone to my friend, artist Fiona Chandler, and we've been chatting about her art gallery, and we were talking marketing and Instagram. And I actually have one of her paintings in our holiday house, which is called Southern Belle Mollymook. And she was asking me if I could send any photos. I actually have 5 pieces of her artwork because it's kind of the only artwork I actually get. And she has beautiful, I'm going to call them floral pictures, but that sounds so bad. But they're kind of, I'm just looking at one above my desk. It's like black ink line drawings with these pops of really bright colors, which kind of drip down the page. Anyway, she was just talking to me about business, and their gallery is going to be featured because we've been talking about PR strategies that the gallery can be using. And I was so excited to hear that she has had the most profitable year ever to date. They have done some amazing work, and it is really starting to all come together for them. And that just, to me, that's just fantastic. It's a perfect way to start day 3 to your most profitable year ever. Okay, so let's just have a quick recap. On day 1, we did your profit health check. We had a quick look at where the money is in your business, where you can get some more money, where potentially you're losing some money, and some strategies on how you can make more money in your business, because that is what you're here to do. And in day 2, we talked about constructing for profit. So how to actually put the plan in place in order to make more money. Now, if you haven't already got the action plans, you can grab them over at selinaknight.com/3 days. And I'll actually go and put that in the notes for you so that you can access it. .com/3 days. And today we are going to be a little different and talking about how to set yourself up for success. You know, how to just make sure that all of this is going to work for you. Because at the moment, you've got the theory. At the moment, you've got a little bit of a plan, but there are a few more steps in the equation that you need to focus on in order to make sure that this is a profitable year. So when you come to setting your business up to succeed, it's about identifying the areas that you need to fine tune so that you can actually grow your business, but also that you can grow your team and yourself, because growing all of these things is what sets you up for success. You cannot do this alone, and you need your business to make the money. So setting your business up to succeed is just about fine-tuning the things that you've already got and refining them, which is my word for the year. So the first question that I want you to ask is, what do you actually want from your business? Honestly, a lot of people can't answer that question. A lot of people can't tell me what they want when it comes to their business. They just know that they want to make some money. And that's the question that often stumps people. And I'd love to hear from you. What do you want from your business? Why do you do this every single day? And generally what I hear when we dig into a little bit deeper is most people want financial freedom. Yes, it's about the money. A lot of people love to give back. They love to know that what they're doing is changing people's lives. Some people want a legacy. They want to build a business that they can hand down to their children. And most of us do it for personal freedom, so that we can work the hours that we want, so that we can take time off when the kids are in school. We can go off to do the grocery shopping during the middle of the day if we need to. Whatever personal freedom looks like for you. You can take holidays when you want. You can go and do charity work if you want to. All those sorts of things. That's what I lump all together and call personal freedom. So those tend to be the top four. But if you've got something else, I would love it if you comment and tell me, what do you want from your business? Why do you do this every single day? Now, the next question that I love to ask is, how do you feel when you start working every single day? Do you wake up and feel positive? Are you excited? Are you enthusiastic? You just can't wait to see what the day holds. I'm like that some days, other days, not so much. But on the whole, I am generally excited about where my business is heading, and I see opportunities all the time that I want to take. Not that I should, but I have my mind open to where my business is growing. Or are you at that point, and as I said, I'll admit I have days like this where you wake up and you feel negative, you feel really apathetic, you just can't be bothered. Do you feel annoyed at customers, at suppliers, at the website, at everything that goes wrong? And often do you feel frustrated about just how long this bloody thing is taking to grow? But overall, if you have a really pessimistic view, if you're blaming everybody else for why your business isn't succeeding, you're blaming the economy, you're blaming big business, you're blaming the exchange rate, if you find yourself blaming everybody else and everything else for why your business isn't succeeding, then it is time to deep dive into this exercise, because all of those things do have an effect on your business, but they aren't the thing that drives your business. And that pessimism, that can bring your business down fast. Okay, my next question is, what makes you happy? Just what makes you happy? Not necessarily even about work. What do you love to do? Is it spending time with your family? Is it going kayaking? Is it going for a run? Is it going to the movies? Is it going to the theatre? Is it going to a restaurant and having great food? I want you to write down what makes you happy and think about, when was the last time you did those things? Is it just about going camping and getting away from it all? When was the last time you did it? Because if you aren't doing the things that make you happy, okay, we can't do them all the time. Well, I would love it if we could do all the time, but we can't fill our whole list and just think that our life is not great if every single thing we do every day is making us happy. There are always going to be bumps. There's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be hurdles. There's always going to be the douchebag guy who cuts you off in the car park. That's not going to make you happy, but it's how you deal with it. And overall, if your general state of mind is upbeat and enthusiastic, and let's just call it happy, then you can tend to brush those things off. But if you are, days later, you're still furious at the person who took your car spot at the shopping centre, it's time to have a look at what is going on in your life. So what's making you happy? And don't just give me some work stuff. Okay, next up, what do you actually want your role to be in the business? What is the thing you love doing if you could keep doing it all the time? Is it sourcing new products? Is it helping out in the store? Is it the growth of the business? Maybe it's the marketing. Maybe you love being on Instagram and being social and actually, but maybe it's the business side of it that drives your desire to grow your business. The fact is, you need to know what role you want in the business in order to get growth. Because if you want to work in the shop, and I did have a client who that was all she wanted to do, Tracy, she said, I don't want to do the business stuff. It doesn't interest me. But I understand somebody has to do it because I just love hanging out with the customers. But she realized really quickly that hanging out with the customers didn't grow her business, and she wasn't making the money that she should be because she was just avoiding all the other stuff. She was avoiding the accounts, she was avoiding the marketing because she just didn't like it. So we talked about how she needed to bring a business manager in, or she had to start, outsourcing her marketing, but she had to bring somebody in to actually oversee the running of the business if all she wanted to do was hang out with the customers. So knowing what you want your role in the business to be, what are you great at? What is the thing that if you could just do it all the time, you would be happy? You do it fast, you do it well, it always looks fantastic. For me, it's my Facebook ads. I don't love doing Facebook ads, but I love the results that I get. And I feel like I can do it really, really well. And I know eventually I'm going to have to give that up. And I have to admit, last year I did. Last year I brought a team on to look after that, and I just wasn't 100% happy. So it's just, for me, it's about finding the right person. But I know that I'm great at the Facebook ads. But eventually, when it comes to growing my business, the role that I want to be is the front of house person. I want to be the person who's standing up on stage and sharing these ideas with people. I want to be the person that's out interacting with retailers and helping them grow their businesses. And I can't do that if I'm sat behind my desk plugging away at Facebook ads. So I know these things. I've come to that realization, and I'm slowly bringing people on board to take those things away from me. So conversely, what areas should you be delegating or outsourcing or getting some expert advice on? Like, I know that I can do Facebook ads, but it doesn't mean I still don't go and do courses and I don't get advice from Facebook ad experts when I'm trying to grow my business and take it to the next level. And you know what? I know I'm really crap at organizing things. So I have somebody who helps me with that to help me keep on track. I run my business via Google Calendar and through Asana, and my team are there making sure that they allocate tasks to me, because otherwise sometimes I just don't get them done, because the thing that I'm great at is being in touch with the retailers, going out there, talking to my people, putting marketing strategies together. That's the thing that I'm great at. I love speaking. I love holding workshops. Those are the things that I'm good at. And they're the things that I want to focus on in my business. So I need to look at delegating things like the Facebook ads, even though I'm good at it, because that is not where I'm getting the most bang for my buck. And the same goes for you in your retail store. You may be the best salesperson on the floor, but you know what? Someone has to grow this business. Someone has to provide the big picture, the plan, and put that plan into action. Maybe you need to go out and see new suppliers. Maybe you need to go and take your business overseas. You need to go and build your brand globally. There could be so many things. And whilst you are the best salesperson on the floor, you can't build the business while you're selling. It's kind of a catch-22. And the same goes for your website. You might be fantastic and quick at doing the cross promos and putting the graphics in, creating the graphics for the website, or even just picking and packing orders. You might be able to do it 5 times faster than anybody else. But the fact is, if you're packing orders, then you can't be growing your business, because unless you've got a business manager driving your retail business forward, it's going to fall by the wayside. So your role in the business is pivotal, but also identifying what you're great at and how it relates to your role in the business is going to be key in making this your most profitable year. So having a plan is important. And if you are not the most organized like I am, you need to find a way to make sure that you stay accountable. You've got all the tools here that you need to make this your most profitable year ever. But you need the tools to make sure that it's put in place. You need to have the resources that you need specifically. And what you need may just be a kick up the butt every week. Having a plan will actually put you on the path to being your most profitable year ever. And I'm not making this up. You know what I'm saying is true. You know that if you've got a plan, it's like meal planning, right? You know that if you've got a meal plan set for the next sort of 3 weeks, and I know that when I do this, I try and do 6 weeks. I use a Trello board for it, so I can just kind of move the recipes around once they're already in there. And I go and I buy the meat that's for 6 weeks. We've got a big deep freeze, and I buy the meat and I organize the vegetables, and I make sure that the pantry's filled so that I can just create the dinner and it's no big stress. I know what we're cooking. I know what I have to take out in advance, and everything goes smoothly. The minute I fall off the meal planning wagon, which would be right now over Christmas, even though I have a freezer full of food and I have a meal plan I could simply open up and start cooking with, I just have nobody keeping me accountable. And I'm just kind of doing everything ad hoc and at the last minute. And as a result, we probably aren't having the most healthy meals in the world. But that is all about to change. My husband has to go overseas in a couple of days. So I really need to batten this down, because my daughter's on school holidays for another 4 weeks. And I need to be a lot more organized to make sure that the small amount of time I have each day can be productive. And I'm not wasting time and energy and stress trying to work out what we should have for dinner and then dashing up to the shops to get the missing ingredients. So the next thing I want to ask you is, what is it actually costing you to not make money? Every day that you aren't at your best, that you're not driving your business forward, what is it costing you? Well, I know for me, it's usually the biggest thing is frustration. I get so frustrated that I've put this goal in place and I'm not there. And I just go, I could see that it was perfectly realistic, but I didn't follow the plan. I got caught up doing other things, and I found some shiny object to waste time with. Those sorts of things cost me money. And that procrastination, that wasting time, really annoys me that I've done that. I've wasted that time. But the other thing is, I find that when I'm not making money, I feel like I'm a little bit of a failure. And I know that that is a complete money block when it comes to me. It is my thing that I have to deal with. But if I have a month where I haven't been 100% focused, or even 80% focused, and the money dips, then I start to get that bit of self-doubt creeping in. I don't know about you, but I don't know. I have to really be aware that that mindset does not serve me to make more money and to be profitable, because I feel the next thing, which is I feel like I'm letting my family down. And this is even worse if you're not actually contributing to the family finances yet, if you're sort of investing everything back into the business. And I do invest a lot of the money that my business earns back into the business, because we're growing a team, we're building an agency, we're doing a lot more marketing, and these things do take money. So if I have a down month and I still have all those expenses, I do feel a little bit sad that I'm letting my family down. We're not going poor, but this is a thing that I feel like. So I know that when I'm not focused and I'm not staying on the path, it's actually costing me more than just money. Obviously, there's the loss of money, but it's costing me this mindset, this sense of, potential sense of failure, and just feeling a little bit icky, instead of feeling really fantastic about the fact that I have this personal freedom. I have a life where I can choose what I want to do each day, where I can work the hours that I want. Like these are things to be grateful for when you own your own business. So having a plan is just the beginning. And if you're like me, you need someone to be accountable for, and you need someone to give you personalized advice that relates to your business, because your business, whilst we all suffer a lot of the same problems, what you need in a fashion store is completely different to what my friend needs for her art gallery. Yes, the strategies might be the same, but how we pinpoint those to your individual business, that is what is different. And if you're looking for access, personal coaches are fantastic. Business coaches are great. Mentors are amazing. And I know that in my business, the times when I haven't had a mentor are the times when I've kind of gone off the rails a little bit, and my profitability has definitely dropped because I don't have somebody there kicking me up the butt, pushing me to move outside of my comfort zone and to stretch my goals and just take those, sometimes they're calculated risks, but just take risks to go out there and meet people and do things and just give things a go. So if you're looking for all of those things, then what's stopping you from making this your most profitable year ever? Is it that you don't know what you don't know? Is it that you don't want to talk to your family about business because you don't want them to see that, to have that negativity there? I know a lot of people get stressed about putting their money back into their business. It does cause some family stresses because everything is going back in, the time, the energy and money, and it feels like nothing is coming back. So if that's your problem, if that's not your problem, but if that's one of the things that's stopping you making this year profitable, then that is something we need to talk about. Maybe you just don't have anyone to get some advice from. Maybe you just need somebody to say, hey, Sarah, you just need to put yourself out there. And if Rebecca is listening to this, Rebecca is one of my gorgeous rockstar clients. And I just say to her every week, you just need to call 5 stockists. Have you called 5 stockists? And then I'll message her a bit later. Have you called 5 stockists yet? And this was the thing that she really struggled with, was calling stockists for her products. And in the end, we just ended up bringing somebody in to do it, because she said to me after about 3 months, Sal, every week you ask me, and every week you know that I haven't done it. What do I have to do to stop this? Because can you imagine 3 months of not calling stockists to get your product into their store? If she would have just had one new stockist every month, that could have been thousands of dollars that she missed out on just because she was busy. Her role in the business is research and development and creating the products. So this was just a little bit outside of her comfort zone, even though she's super proud, and I'm super proud of all that she's achieved. So in the end, we brought somebody in on a trial to do some warm calling for her. And within the first day, she had an appointment to go and visit a stockist. So that having nobody to push you and just letting these things slide could be costing you tens of thousands of dollars. And now Rebecca kicks herself. She's like, oh my gosh, if I would have done this when you said, and I would have had, 3 new stockists, just 3 new stockists with their average order of a couple of $1,000s a month, that's like $10,000 I've missed out on, because I just couldn't see that was so important. So if you want to scale and build your sales and your profitability, but without actually burning out, then maybe it's time for you to think about coming to join my Rockstars program. It's an exclusive mastermind for retailers who want to achieve higher sales, increase profits, and get that personal freedom that we all desire. Now, I will say that the process is only open via application, and there is only a handful of people in the group at any one time. So it's quite an exclusive group, because we do push each other and you do get this personalized one-on-one attention that is specific to your store. So if this is something that you think that you need help with to make your year the most profitable ever, and you think that the Rockstars program, having access to me and some like-minded retailers who are achieving great results like Rebecca, then head over to selinaknight.com/rockstars, fill out the application form, and my team and I will go through them. And once we've had a look, we will contact you for a personal meeting to discuss whether the program is suitable for you. Okay, so that finishes up our third day to your most profitable year ever. If you haven't already got the action plan, you can grab that at selinaknight.com/3 days. The link is in the show notes, and also in the comments. And if you think that you need that extra oomph to make this your most profitable year ever, then have a think about coming to join the Rockstars program. Put your application in, we'll have a look at it, and if we think that you're a suitable candidate, we'll get in contact to have a meeting with you, and you might just be joining people like Rebecca who've had a fantastic year. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you next week. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Bringing Business to Retail podcast. You can find all of the show notes over at selinaknight.com. If you found something that you heard today particularly useful, I'd love it if you could leave me a review on iTunes or Stitcher. And of course, feel free to share this episode with someone that you think could benefit by listening to it. Want more retail biz strategies? You can watch the Bringing Business to Retail TV show, where each week I'll answer a question or provide you with a simple, actionable retail biz strategy that you can implement in your business right away. If you have a question or a guest, I'd love to hear from you. Drop my team an email at podcast@selinaknight.com, and I'll see you on the next episode. Have a great week.